All right, here is the tutorial you've been waiting for. This will be from a desktop computer. You could do it from a phone too, but what you're going to do, let's say you don't even know where to start, you could just go to Google and look up Google Classroom. Another way you could do it is to click these 9 dots here, but however you get there, you want to get to Google Classroom. By the way, notice I'm Mrs. Marrero. Well, anyways, start with geometry, okay? So you should have already accepted the Google Classroom invite, so your classes should be here, and you should be able to click Geometry Co-Teach Second Semester 2020, Mr. G and Mrs. Marrero. And then you're going to see three things at the top: stream, classwork, and people. Okay, so I'm checking my stream. I'm going to go all the way down. So my Mr. G, my very first post was on March 17th, and I was just giving some information, and I gave my email and my Google Voice number for contact. Then I made a post on the 18th talking about calculators. If you want to use a calculator, I think this link will get you to the calculators we use in the classroom. There's also Desmos. Whoops, go back. What did I do? Oh, whoops. Okay. There's Desmos and there's GeoGebra. Those are all different calculators you can use. Those are worth checking out. There was an edit on due date, so I made a post about that. Here's me making a big emphasis on how to contact us. I have a lot of people getting into the comment box, with questions. If you have questions, you're going to need to either text me or email me with your question. That way I can help you out. I think texting might be the easiest because I can just send you screenshots and stuff. Um, and then if you want to talk to Mrs. Marrero, there's her email address. But I'm going to keep emphasizing this as people keep commenting things. It's fine, um, but I want us to focus on those modes of communication. Okay. We posted a new assignment, week one, lesson one. Okay. Um, we did want to, focus on this, that the admin wants us to send this information that if you're completing this online, you don't need to go to campus to pick up a packet. We don't want people to go into to campus. We don't want spreading germs, et cetera, with this virus. So again, if you're working online, you don't need to go on campus to get a packet. It's one or the other, and we are strongly uh, suggesting that you don't work on the packet. Okay, all this can be done from your phone or a computer using Google Classroom. Okay, all right, and then this was my last post, seeing if you wanted a tutorial video, and here we are. Right, let's look at week one, lesson one. Okay. So I have a lot of people. Oh yeah, check it out over here. If you want a private comment to me off to the right, you can send me a private comment and I can talk back to you, right? Cool. So I know you've probably done Google Classroom a lot of different ways, okay? Um, but everything should be pretty straightforward if you read it, okay? So let's look at this. Week one, lesson one. Let's read this right here. Click the following Google Doc. Now you see right here, it says Google Doc, this blue link, week one, lesson one. That's what I'm gonna click to do to do the lesson, okay? And then what does it say? Complete everything in the document. So I'm gonna, again, go to this link and complete everything. Then what? Your answers for the practice must be recorded on the answer form. So answer form, see off to the right here, this purple link, Google Forms, that's where you're gonna put your answers, okay? So you're going to do everything in this blue Google Doc link and then put all your answers on this purple Google form off to the right. Okay, so there's two things you need to do. Now, I've had people, now look off to the right here. I've had people mark it as done. That's great. You should do that. I've had people like add pictures of stuff. You don't have to do that. Okay. Um, it's cool if you want to. Again, uh, what I'm actually going to be looking at is, did you fill out this purple week one lesson one answers Google form? Okay. it is said right here that your answers must be recorded on the form. So it's in the instructions, and we're looking at it right now. You gotta put the answers in this purple Google form on the right. But first, we open up the blue Google Doc link on the left. So I'm gonna click that. All right, week one, lesson one, the midpoint formula. We've done this. This is old news. So I'm not giving you anything brand new. I'm giving you literally something we've done this year. So it should be a blast from the past. Okay. And there's some print materials here that you don't have to print out. Um, Now I've had, see right here where it says request edit access. You don't have to request the edit access. I've had two or more people already try to request to edit this. You are not going to edit this. Okay, you're not putting your answers on here. Remember, we're going to back here. You're going to put your answers on this link. Um, so when you open up the lesson, uh, you can get your own scratch paper and write it down somewhere. Okay, so it might be helpful for you to have like a notebook or just some printer paper or something. Um, so for example one, let's say I don't know how to do the midpoint formula. I'm going to watch the video on how to solve this problem, right? So you're going to click here to watch this video. So you click it, and then you click that link. Now this dude, whatever his name is, we'll call him Bob. Bob's going to teach us how to do the midpoint formula, right? Like he's going to show us this midpoint formula, right? So like I've had people say, I don't get it, which is okay, but I really gotta ask, did you watch the video? Okay, that's in the instructions. Bob, get out of the way. All right, all right, check it out. So Bob, or whatever his name is, it gave us the formula up here: x1 plus x2 divided by 2, y1 plus y2 divided by 2. So all that he did was he added his x's divided by 2, added his y's divided by 2, and he got a midpoint. That's it, right? And we've done that this year. So on example one, you watch the lesson right there, right? And now what are you going to do? You're going to give an example of doing those two, okay? Now, those are the exact ones from the video, so it's not new, right? But example two, here's another way of explaining it, right? If you're given A and B, first thing you got to do is, well, I need to know those coordinates. And then here's an example of how you do it. You add up the x's and divide by 2. You add up the y's and divide by 2, right? And then you get your final answer. Leave it as a fraction. Again, you can read this stuff. It's all in here. Example 3, watch a video about how to solve this problem. Again, you click the link, open up the video, and this is going to explain how to get an endpoint given a midpoint. Baloney. So unfortunately, you might have to do some ads, okay? So this guy, we'll call him Steve, okay? Steve's going to tell us how to do midpoint formula when I only know one endpoint and a midpoint, okay? Again, this should look very familiar. We've done this before. Again, follow his instructions. He's got you, fam. Okay, and there it is. And then you do the practice problems, okay? So now here's the deal. When it says practice, this is where you're going to actually need to write this down um, and solve it out. So on number one, take these points, add up your x's, divide by 2, add up your y's, divide by 2. Write it down somewhere, okay? On number 2, for KL, using this K and this L, okay, you should write out those coordinates, add up the x's and divide by 2, add up the y's and divide by 2. And then number 3, you're going to do the exact same way they did example 3 up here. Okay, so again, watch that video for the explanation. And then for number 4 and 5, you're going to explain what you learned about midpoint and how has your thinking changed about the midpoint. Okay, that is more subjective. Okay, and where am I going to put all these answers? Okay, you're not going to just write them down and take a picture. You're not going to You're not going to edit this document. You're going to go back to the Google class and off to the right here, week 1, lesson 1, answers. Okay. Now, when you fill this out, it's going to send me all your answers, right? So make sure you put your first name and your last name. Tell me which period you're in. If you're in geometry, you were in first, second, or third. So those are your only options. And then these are the questions, the exact same questions from the assignment over here, right? So all 5 of these questions that we just discussed for practice problems, all these are over here, okay? So the answer to number 1, put it there. Answer number 2, put it there. Answer to 3, 4, and 5, put it there. And then just hit submit. Okay? We want you to do your best, okay? That's all you can do. And then I'll give you feedback here soon, okay? Definitely before Monday, I believe, maybe Wednesday. I'll have to check into that. But we will definitely give you feedback on your answers, okay? Notice how I didn't say grade. We're doing feedback first and foremost, okay? So I hope that's been helpful on how to do this. So let's recap. What did we do, okay? Now I clicked off to the left here. You could have gone up to the top and hit the middle classwork, and you would have seen week 1 and then week 1 lesson 1. You click your lesson. Again, the left is where you get all your work. The right is where you put your answers, okay? If you have any other questions, please, how do we get a hold of Mr. G? Let's go back to the stream here. All right, we don't go to the comment box. We're going to text Mr. G or email Mr. G. And if you have a question for Mrs. Marrero, you can email Mrs. Marrero, okay? I hope this has been helpful.